Man was going to break out of prison. While working in the carpentry room, he took advantage of the guard's inattention. He took 5 screws and put them in the waist of his pants, and then taped them on. Before leaving, he also forgot to take a painting to cover up. Because of the usual relationship with the guard, only a symbolic look at the painting in his hands, and let him pass. To the cell, the 2 men determined the location to be chiseled, moved the bed over to make further cover, were climbed up and started chiseling. Morgan, the roommate, was on the lookout, mirror to monitor the position of the prison guards. When they first entered the prison, Vale found a louvered window in the roof of the cell. They planned to cut through the ceiling of the roof to enter the attic, then climb through the ventilation ducts to the roof, then use the rope from the other side of the building to climb down. This will be able to escape from the prison, but they only rely on a screw. It was too slow to chisel. When the guards came, were glued black paper to it, and then painted with the same color latex paint as a cover. Then the 2 men discussed, to speed up the process, more tools were needed. In the woodworking room, were found a discarded wood planer handle. It would be a good hammer, so he sneaked it into his pants pocket. Back in the cell, wrapped the handle with tape. This will cover the sound of smashing screws. Will waited until it was noisy outside. Began to use the handle to hit the screw. The speed was significantly faster. Chiseled off small pieces thrown into the toilet, flushed away. Some of the larger pieces were slipped into paper cups and thrown in the trash. Everything was going well. On this day, Were was cutting a hole. Suddenly the prison guards came to check the room. Vale hurriedly glued black paper. He jumped off the bed, tools, and chiseled down the concrete before they had time to clean up. The guards came in, scared. The 2 of them cannot breathe. Fortunately, the guards just a casual look and left. A few weeks later, Vale dug up the thing he feared most, rebar. This immediately increased the difficulty of their escape. Vale went to the carpentry room. He saw a discarded saw blade. Vale broke it off. He hid it in a cigarette case. On the way out, the prison guards did not open it carefully to check. In this way, the escape weapon, small saw blade to hand. Back in his cell, he burned the saw blade with fire. It was embedded in the handle of a toothbrush. This made it much easier to saw. Soon the rebar was cut. The saw blade was then thrown in the trash. 3.5 months later, were finally cut through the ceiling. Although it was only a small hole, the 2 men were still very happy. But to cut a large hole for escape, at least 2 more months. The longer it takes, the easier it is to be discovered. So they decided to take a chance. Vale knew there was a sledgehammer on the floor of the carpentry shop. If you can get that back to smash the wall, it would be fast. So he decided to take a chance. He grabbed the hammer, wrapped it in a towel, put it in his bag, and walked out. When he came to the door, he found that there were many more guards than usual. They took a metal detector to check each prisoner carefully. Soon it will be Vale's turn. What should he do?